Alright, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and, well, oh shit. In this video, we're gonna be doing a torque guide with top one torque user in the world right now, and global, whatever you want to call it, from what I've heard. Okay, this might differ, obviously opinions might differ based on where you're from, or what your standards are, but anyways, this is a torque guide. This is a guide on how to use torque properly, what are some techs with it, how you can use it, like, to its maximum potential, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I've already done all of this in the outro, but I'm gonna do the intro as well. And yeah, enough yap. Again, huge thanks to Reku who helped me record this video because I'm not that good with torque. Anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Alright, so we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be talking about all the torque techs because you're top one global, and I learned from you. Okay. Because I've had multiple DMs about how do I use torque, and he's gonna show you. This is Reku, by the way, from OC. He's basically top one torque. So okay, first things first. Before we start with the weapon itself, which position do you recommend it at? Outside?
Outside or oppo? I think oppo is more better, to be honest.
You think oppo's better than outside for torque?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of more stuff than outside.
And what height do you usually like recommend people?
It's more preference, honestly, but I used 5'10". You could go 5'11". I saw a lot of people go shorter heights, but I use 5'10" for the power.
Yeah, I prefer using like 5'8" as well for torque whenever I'm using it. So, I mean, yeah, it's up to preference, but if you want to copy Reku's build, he's using 5'10" boom jump torque as an outside. So first things first, before we get into any text, we're just gonna cover what torque does in the first place. So I'll let you explain. Go for it.
Torque, whenever you tilt, so if you tilt left, you'll be able to change the trajectory of the ball. It works on receives and blocks. So if I tilt right, the ball will go to his left. And same with blocks. You can do weird stuff with it. Especially, you can hit onto your own side of the court, which is ungettable, going to the rules.
So, alright, so basically what it does is it adds spin to your spike. Depending on where you're tilting, right? What the fuck? Is it bugged for me? No. Oh, he probably has a different keybind, yeah, wait. His weapon 2's on C. What the fuck? Alright, so basically what it does is based on your tilt. So by tilt, he means when you hold D, you tilt right, and when you hold A, you tilt left. So, while you're spiking, when you hold any of those keys, that's how you decide which side your spike tilts. So, pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of videos out there, even mine, that I did explain how the mechanics work. But we're here to learn the more advanced stuff. Alright, yeah, so like I was saying, we'll start with the simple stuff. So, we'll start with like blockouts and wipes. So what do you think are the basic things, like the most basic things with torque?
The most basic things is like getting wipes. So when you're front row, I recommend just doing wipes instead of doing blockouts because it's way more consistent.
So how do you pull off those like crazy wipes? What is your tilt? Where are you aiming?
When you're like 5'10", you basically get a wipe no matter where you aim. If you hit at your peak height, basically, so you can aim like right in the middle here, and you get a guaranteed wipe on the middle blocker, and you'll be able to hit ants.
So let me try. You block. Let me try.
Yeah.
What he's saying is that even if you're like, oh fucking, like that. Which way are you tilting when you're wiping it?
When you're wiping, if you're trying to do a wipe, I recommend wiping right if you're aiming right, and left when you're aiming left.
So when you're aiming straight, you just hold A, and when you're aiming crosses, you hold D?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, torque active. Like that?
Yeah, try aim lower, so you can get more power.
Okay. Ah, I see, okay. Bro, I keep forgetting.
Do you know how to hit at your peak height?
Yeah, but I'm on 150 ping, so...
Yeah, swing really early.
Okay, let me try. Oh, okay. Okay, I just kind of re-topped.
Yeah, I'm trying to like jump a bit lower.
I see, okay. Okay, so now let's do straights real quick. So when you do those sort of wipes when you're aiming straights, do you try to go for blockouts or do you try to go for like really far wipes?
really far wipes.
Okay.
Because if I aim here, like, can you like not block real quick?
Yeah.
If you aim here and you hit your peak high, you
Mhm.
can get a really far wipe.
Really?
That's often the time that just goes out of the map.
I want to try. Let me try. Okay.
It might be a bit harder when you're
You're 5'10",
eight.
right? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So is that what you do? But when you're like 5'10", it goes further away.
Yeah, with 510
Okay.
conductor, it'll go really far.
Okay, wait. Let me set myself. Okay, I see. Yeah. So with 5'10" and conductor, I'll probably go way further. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And even if they unblock,
You
you'll
can. It
be
just
able to
goes
hit
through.
inside the
Yeah.
block.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, that's how you're supposed to, like, that's how people use torque. That's how, you know, the best torque player uses it. But realistically, how it was intended to be used was to force blockouts over here. So if you were block my straight, chill quick on a...
Yep.
Like that. So, but once, like, the first week after torque was released, people realized that, you know, it's not really viable because they can just let go of block and you just be, like, spiking it straight into the receive. And most of the time, it's not really reliable, as far as I've heard, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so, I mean, those are the basic wipes that you do. Now, the only thing I know, there are two things that I know from Torque, is you can force a waterfall, and you can also force an antenna, so it's basically impossible for them to get. So, if you would explain how to do that.
If you want to do a waterfall, it's basically the opposite of wiping. You want to get a make sure the block actually kills your hit. So if you instead of wiping the ball, so instead of hitting D, you use A.
Hey,
So
okay.
you're tilting inside into the block, basically.
Okay, so you're tilting, like, inwards where the block is facing?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me try.
And,
Let me see if I can do it now.
you do a really
You do a
deep
sharp cut, right? Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So what he's
yeah, you
saying
do a
is,
sharp-
let's say you're an outside. You try to tilt your character into the block, into the direction of the block, and then try to aim like a really sharp cut. So I'm gonna try it out. There you go. Yeah.
like that.
So you do a deep cut and you tilt it in. So I'm pretty sure even if they're on the net, it still force waterfalls them, right?
Yeah.
So regardless of if there's a gap or not. Sometimes it does. Is that normal when that happens, or is that like a spiker mistake where your placement's wrong?
It's where it's mostly on the blocker where they don't jump on time,
Oh,
and
okay,
then
okay.
you accidentally force a wipe instead of a
Oh, okay,
waterfall.
okay. Okay, now if I try a...
So that's why I
I
usually
see, okay.
delay my hit. That's why I usually delay my hit.
Oh, because the spikers can't, like, I mean, the blockers can't block properly.
Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, that's a very broken tech, and a lot of people have been asking me, how do I force waterfall? How do I force waterfall? So, well, there you go. Now, the other tech I've heard of is the antenna tech, where you just, it's the same as the wipe, I think, the initial wipe you told me about, where you just kind of tilt into it, and then it hits the antenna on its own, so, like that. Do you aim shorts mostly, or do you aim longs?
I'd do both. It's basically a way angle. If you see the like corner there,
Okay.
if you aim like a bit inwards on the right side, and it basically a guarantee antenna.
Oh, it
antenna.
guarantees an ant when you do inwards.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, let me try. I'll try. So when you're aiming somewhere around like that, it over there where my cursor is, you should be able to force an ant if you do it right. But I kind of suck at it. So you said peak swing, right? Okay, yeah. Fun. Again, I'm on 150 ping, so I mean, yeah, since I'm 5'7", it's a bit weaker, but I think when you're 5'10", it should definitely force an ant like that. Yeah. Oh, that's broken as hell.
Yep.
Damn, that's fucking broken. Yeah, okay. Is there any other techs you'd like us to know about torque in general as a spiker?
This is basically for oppo. When you're back row, you can aim. Basically, if you aim here, it's a guaranteed block out.
If you aim there and you tilt right?
Yeah, tilt right.
Okay, let me try blocking. I see. So you're aiming longs, right?
Yeah, you just aim long. That's it.
I mean, the same could be applied to outside as well, right?
Yeah, but like you don't really see any medium jungles or quick jungle. You also don't get really that many blocks on jungles.
True.
That's
So
why
why don't you
just
use that block out when you're in front row? Like when the spiker's in front row?
It's because a lot of people are used to airlining,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're doing a blockout, it's really hard to get a proper set that's not at your peak of your height.
Yeah, true.
So you might just wipe them instead of blocking out.
That's true. Okay, yeah. That's fair. So, I mean, I feel like using normal wipe on outside and the text you showed me, like the force waterfall and the force antenna, is more reliable than doing blockouts. But what you're saying is on oppo back row, it's easier to do a blockout than to do like an antenna wipe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get more blocks on Oppo when you back row.
True, true. Okay. So now that the spiker side's covered, let's go to the setter side. So when you're getting a set as a torque user, what sort of sets would you prefer when you're hitting it?
In my team, my setter usually set like basically anything. I don't
Just
really
anything.
use torque. I don't really use torque on quicks, but instead I use torque on sprint outs or mediums.
Okay. So basically what sprint outs are, I've already covered the type of sets in a different video, but sprint outs are basically just peak, let me set you, peak like kind of fast mediums. So kind of like that. And mediums are, again, slower, just they reach their peak. So obviously mediums differ based on the spiker and the setter. So that's all up to communication and what you guys want to do. But for torque, you want to try to have as much like freedom as possible. So usually what I've seen Asia spikers do is ask for curtain sets, which drop over here. So they have the freedom to do a blockout or even like a sharp cut here. Is that what you use as well, or do you prefer it towards the antenna?
It's just basically based on the spiker on what they
It's based on
hit.
preference, yeah.
Yeah, I use a sprint out because it gives me a lot of freedom to what I can hit. Because
Yeah.
the blocks don't get high enough to cover to block my longs. I get blocks so I can do a wipe or a waterfall. I could hit there. Basically, I can hit like on the like the whole court.
Yeah, so you
with
have
freedom.
so many options. You have your waterfall, you have the antenna, you have a blockout, you have a straight, you have a long, and you also have the corner over there. So you
Yeah.
have basically the entire court. Yeah, that's very fair. But yeah, that's a pretty short, like, I mean, that's everything covered, right? Is there anything else you wanna tell us about torque?
That's basically everything about torque. It's really easy.
Yeah. So what about the builds that you'd recommend? What about powerful? What about ricochet? I've seen people speculating flexible torque. Do you think boom jump is the best weapon to pair along with torque, or do you think there's other options?
It's basically all down to preference.
Okay.
If you want a really far wiping build, you could go powerful torque. Like you can just hit anywhere with powerful torque. I'm pretty sure torque Rico stack with each other.
Yeah, torque and Rico do
So you
stack. Yeah.
So you can go like 7-foot torque Rico. You can go Boon torque, which is my build. It's all down to preference.
It's all up to what the spiker wants and what sort of build you guys want. So people who keep asking me, what build do I go with torque? This height is good, this height is... It's all up to what you enjoy playing and what you're comfortable with. So, I mean, this is advice from top one torque user. So take it from him, not from me. So, yeah. I mean, that's really all, right?
Yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Thank you, Reku, for helping me with the video. And I'm gonna put ASL. He's admin in ASL, which is what, Australian Spike League, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
Spike League.
So if you're from OCE or if you're from any other region and want to participate in Australia, then I'll put the link down below, and you should go and chat and ping him and say thank you, Reku. I think that'd be really nice. So like I said, that's all really you need to know about torque. And you know, again, a huge thank you to Reku for helping me out with this video because yeah, again, I'm not the best torque user, neither am I any of the best player in any sort of position. So you know, I'm glad he helped me out. You guys get the best advice, and I get good content out of it, so that's great. And I want to say thank you to Keiser for giving me this account, because I was too lazy to roll on my main account. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments down below. You can ask me anything, and if I know the answer, I'll try my best to help you out. And yeah, this video is pre-recorded. I'm not home right now as I'm uploading this. So I'm probably not going to be posting many videos, like I said, in an earlier video that I made. So yeah, anyways, enough yap. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.